Good morning. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most citizen. I am the diaspora machismo, my people. All in all, it was another beautiful day for protest, and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. Let me first remind you, the front of my sign says, I don't want the white man's money, the white man's woman, the white man's friendship, and or the white man's fame. And the reverse of my sign says, white man, why have you re-enslaved the African American, the Latinos, etc.? All in all, it was another beautiful day for protest, and I enjoyed all of my protests. There is nothing particularly interesting that I should bring to your attention as it relates to my protest. And as you know, when I have protested and when I have updated you as to what transpired while I protested, it is always my pleasure and my delight to bring to your attention something from the word of the Most High God. We are still in the book of Revelation, and we are not leaving the book of Revelation anytime soon. We are in the book of Revelation, and we are at chapter 13, and we are going to try to do chapter 13, verses 13 and 14. It is only 2 verses, but there are a lot of information that I have on these 2 verses that will help to make things a little more easier to understand. Because as we know, Revelation is not the easiest of scriptures to understand. For it is filled with symbols and signs and double entendre. What makes the scriptures important is that the scripture should not be taken in isolation of everything else. Scripture must go in conjunction with reality and history without wasting any further time. Let us get into Revelation chapter 13, verses 13 and 14. And it says, and he do great wonders, so that he make fire to come down from heaven unto the earth in the sight of men. 14. And he deceived them that dwelt upon the earth by the means of those miracles which he had the power to do, saying unto them that dwelt upon the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by the sword, and did live. As I told you before, when you are dealing with Revelation, there are 3 very important questions you must ask. One of the questions is, the events we are speaking about, have they already come to pass? The second question, in relation to the events we are speaking about, are they yet to come to pass? And the third question is, are these events still in the process of unfolding? For example, when we get to the mark of the beast, we'll get to understand that this event started many decades ago. It is still in the process of being unfolded, and it will climax sometime in the future. So the first part of our study this morning has to do with Revelation chapter 13, verse 13. And Revelation chapter 13, verse 13 says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he make fire to come down from heaven unto the earth in the sight of men. So let us apply those 3 questions to this passage of scripture. Have this event already taken place on the earth? Yes, it have. So now, if this event have already taken place, and we have concluded that, we must be able to identify the events and make a correlation with those events with the scriptures that we are speaking about. You may be saying to yourself, there is no such events in history where fire came down from heaven. What we must consider here is Revelation, the book of Revelation, was written somewhere between AD 80 and AD 85 or thereabout, if my memory serves me right. When John bore witness to these events in vision, the only how he could have described them is fire coming down from heaven. I also bore witness to these events in the flesh, and most of you who are my age and a bit younger than me would have also witnessed these events in the flesh. But the thing is, we were not able to make a correlation between the events that we witnessed and that which is written in Revelation chapter 13, verse 13. These events came to pass in 1990, and it came to pass in the Gulf War. This is where the Caucasian nation, America, Canada, and Europe came together and invaded Iraq. The Gulf War started with an invasion of Iraq called Desert Storm. This invasion started in the night. American and European troops were moving from Saudi Arabia to Iraq. They also had parachuters jumping in, and they had their Air Force raining down Scud missiles upon Iraq. Some of you will be asking, and rightfully so, how can you attribute the Gulf War and Desert Storm to the fulfillment of the prophecy as it relates to Revelation chapter 13, verse 13? What is different about the Gulf War and Operation Desert Storm? It was the very first time, and it was the last time in the history of man, that a war was televised live. People all over the world, even people in Iraq, sat in their living room and watched as the American government rained down Scud missiles after Scud missiles, thousands of Scud missiles upon Baghdad. When these Scud missiles was launched from the ground and from the fighter planes that carried them, all he saw was that the fire that was generated from the discharge of the missiles chilling through the atmosphere. It gave the appearance of if fire was falling from heaven. But the only difference is that we knew what was happening because we were told by the news reporters and the anchors exactly what we were seeing. If we were not privileged to the information that the television reporters and the television anchors have given us, we would have seen things from this perspective of John, where it looked like fire was raining down from heaven in the sight of man. And he deceived them that dwells upon the earth by the reason of the miracles that he was able to perform. Let me tell you this, after Operation Desert Storm, no one, no government of the world, not even their citizens, wanted to tangle with America. For although they went into the Gulf War under the disguise that it was a United Nations effort, it was really the effort of America, supported by France, Canada, and England. What is interesting here is that if you go on YouTube and you type in the Gulf War, Operation Desert Storm, you are going to see some of the footage that the world was exposed to in 1990. America, France, or England will never admit, but Iraq won that war because they had to leave Iraq prematurely without accomplishing their mission. The Iraqi government went on as usual, and the American, the French, the English, and the Canadians left Iraq in shame. I will have to end this video here because there's so much information that have to go into the last part. It is best that I deal with the last part on Monday. Remember to like this video, share this video. Leave your comment on this video. Let me know what are your thoughts about what we have discussed here. Like or subscribe based on whichever social media platform you're viewing from. And remember, there are many more videos like this right here. Go down, peruse those videos, and let me know what are your thoughts. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Spirit of the Most Hidden Sun. I am the diaspora machismo. I'll talk to you on Monday.